Okay, let's go ahead and continue talking about Lab 3. And this is from Chapter 3, Task 4. And we're going to learn about the properties dialog box. Okay, let me just go ahead and read it, and then we'll take it one step at a time. It says, open the properties dialog box of your this PC icon. Make sure it shows your Windows Edition and other system information such as processor, installed memory, and system type. Do a print screen of this system properties window and bring into Paint. Make sure that you mark out your product ID. And then it says, we're going to do a print screen of the current window. We're going to call it Task 4, System Properties. Okay, let's just take it one step at a time. So let's open the System Properties dialog of this PC icon. Now, there are many ways of doing this. I mean, if you had this PC on the desktop, you could just right mouse click on it there. So if you open up the File Explorer, you can go ahead and choose, this PC? You could go ahead and then choose the system properties right here. Let me go ahead and try it to see what I get. It looks a little bit different than what I was expecting, right? This is the new version. See how we've got a new design on here? All right. It's the settings. So if you right mouse click on this PC and go to properties, you get what I was expecting. Maybe it's because my perspective is still the old-fashioned perspective, right? It's the same information, not exactly, but more or less. It still shows you the same information. Like from here, I can jump to the device manager, remote settings, system protection, advanced settings. If I wanted to even take this a step more back, I mean, I remember seeing stuff like this back in Windows 7. You could take it a step back and click on change settings, and this is the most primitive system properties. But to me, from a techie point of view, I kind of like this because I've got these tabs, and really to get to this information the new way, I have to go and navigate a little bit more. Like, for example, if I want to rename the name of the computer, right, I can see it right there. I can just click change and I can rename it there, in distinction, when you're coming into settings, and where was that? Where did I find it? System? Was it this one? See, the problem is that, you still have to get used to this. Was it here? Yeah, there it is, about. Okay. So my right mouse clicking or clicking on the properties window inside of the File Explorer brought me here to the settings dialog. Okay, so from here I can change the name right here. See how we're duplicating ourselves a little bit? I learned it using the other dialogues. This is the newer way, and it's a little difficult to not difficult, but we have two ways of doing the same thing. Or maybe there's another way to rename your PC, and you rename your PC so that others can see it on the network, and that'll be more important when we're talking about the network and identifying PCs. We can give them a name and we can give them a description. Okay, so let's just go to the way I think you should do this, and the way was described in the book, or one of the ways. We're going to open up the File Explorer, right? And then I'm going to right mouse click on this PC and I'm going to go to Properties. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make this a window on the desktop right here. See how I make this a window on the desktop? But if necessary, sometimes these windows on the desktop, when you do them, they go to whatever state they were. So you may need to, if necessary, resize it so that you can see whatever you need to see on here. We're going to go ahead and bring it into Paint. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do an Alt print screen. We're going to bring it into Paint, because there may be times that you may need to do this. Okay, that is to get rid of the product ID so that no one sees it. This is a school ID, so I don't really care. So how do you get rid of it? Different ways. You know, you could use any of these tools on here. If you want, you could use an eraser. You may want to use a thick brush and brush through this. Maybe I guess I could try that. Here we have brushes, and you can even choose the size of your brush. You know, I could do something, you know, like that, right? If you like that, I could use the eraser. So I have the eraser, and I can choose the size of my eraser to make my eraser bigger. And I could just do this, right? Make it cleaner, right? And then I can go ahead and save because I'm finished now. Because that's all I'm asked to do here is to bring it in. And you know, I showed you this information. It can be important if you want to know, like, say, for example, not just from a techie point of view, but let's say you're wanting to buy your neighbor's computer. You want to know what kind of CPU it's got, how much memory it has. Is it a 64-bit operating system or not? It's not that important what the name of the computer is at this point in time. You can always, you know, rename your computer. Like if it says Fred's computer and you're buying it, you can change it to, and you can give it any description you want there. I didn't notice what I called mine. I probably should have changed that. But anyway, let's just go ahead and save this. So I'm going to go File, Save As. And I'm going to go ahead and it's already to the place where I need to be. And we're going to go ahead and call this, let's see now, Task 4 System Properties. I did it as a PNG, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let me verify that it's I've got everything that in there. I should have 4 tasks. I've got my first one, you know, which was that search thing, and then the move thing, and then the selecting text, and then this one here is system properties. Notice how we did this only of the current window. So that was the Alt print screen. It's important to know when you do want, and then it gives you dialogues too. Let's say you open up a dialog and you only want to do a print screen of just that dialog. The Alt print screen will do that. Of course, you could have just cut it out with a snipping tool. And I think this is a very nice, fast way of doing it. All right, well, that's another task down, my friends. See you in the next one.